Hey guys, Conrad here. This one's going to be a little different. I had this whole thing filmed and then lost all the footage. So the stuff's done already. So I'm just going to do short and just a quick recap. So I was rebuilding the the water heater on the RV. I had been having some issues for a while that it would work fine on propane, but if you switch it to electric, it would work a little bit and then it would kick out. And last year I changed the element after some research. I said maybe the element's bad. I changed it, didn't do anything. So then the research came up to, well, it's probably the breakers. So this is where the water heater is. Take the big cover off. There's this little cover with reset on it. So what was happening is it was kicking out and I had to go and push the buttons to reset it, and then it would work again for a little bit. So these buttons are these two buttons here. So what I did is I swapped out those two. They're thermostats. They act like breakers. So if it gets too hot or if there's something wrong, it's just going to kick out. So you don't either get the water too hot and boiling in your tank, or melt the whole thing. So hopefully that's going to solve the issue. Now, since I had this thing apart anyway, I figured I might as well do some maintenance. And this is the portion that's affecting more people. Like, my issue is not going to happen to everybody, but the maintenance for these is something you should do. So on the bottom here, that there is the anode rod. And this, so this, missing the covers, but so that's the anode rod, and this is the heating element. And what these look like, so this is the anode rod. It's not very clean. This would actually still be considered decent. Some of them, the skinny section, it gets skinny the whole way. So this stuff, the bad stuff in your tank basically eats this rod until there's nothing left. This one here is probably 6 months to a year old. This is full-time living though, not just a couple weekends here and there. Still in the bag, but this is what the anode rod is supposed to look like. So it's quite a difference. This is good to change every once in a while. If you haven't touched it for 10 years, it's probably due. And this was the heater, the element. Now, when I changed this about a year ago, when I thought that was the problem, and it could have been one of the issues, the minerals on it were actually built up so much that the rods were touching. So that's just going to cause all sorts of issues. So it's good to clean those out. Now the other thing, when you have these off, so before you take this off, you want to make sure you shut your water off, because if you take this off, it's going to drain your tank. So if your pump or your water from the campground or your house is connected to it, it's going to keep filling it up, so you won't be able to drain it. Before you drain it, so you shut it off. The day before, turn the hot water off so you don't burn yourself, because this is very hot. This here is your pressure relief valve. You want to open this up and let the pressure drain out. My pump's back on now, so that's why it's pressurized. But so you want to open this off, get the pressure out before you undo the anode rod, because if not, there's water pressure behind this. If you take this off, that will blow out. I found that out last time, so don't do that. So I replaced these two, got everything back up and running, got these two replaced, got the tank filled up again. Hopefully we get electric hot water now. I'm on solar, so if I can, I'd rather use electric than propane. Electric's free, so thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you on the next one.